It is that time of the year again where we get to talk about what parks we'll be getting for the next year. So jump along with me and we'll discover what Cedar Fair will be doing in 2019. Greetings roller coaster fanatics and welcome out to a park predictions video. 2018 was a very fantastic year for Cedar Fair, and I can already tell you that they're going to be really well in 2019, but it's going to be very hard to top 2018, that's for sure. It is that time of the year again, like I said, where we are going to be getting announcements soon of what parks are going to be doing, and I like to get this video out before that happens just to say what are my predictions, and what are my thoughts and what do I think these parks get. Some of them are kind of blatantly obvious, but you know, we can still make predictions from them because we don't know, of course, everything. And of course, I try to stay away from all the places where you like things are leaked. I try to stay away from that stuff. So most of this stuff you guys might already like, oh yeah, I know this because of blueprints that were leaked, and then I'm like, well, I still am predicting this because I like to keep, keep open-minded, and I can't wait, and I want to wait till parks announce their stuff before I get to, hear exactly what's going to happen. So let's get right into this. We're going to start off with the Flagship Park and just kind of move away around across the country. And I'll be excluding Gilroy Gardens from this because Gilroy Gardens, even though they're a property of Cedar Fair, they kind of do their own thing. So we're going to just kind of not talk about them as we talk about the other 11 properties that Cedar Fair has. And of course, the flagship park is Cedar Point. They just got a brand new roller coaster, Steel Vengeance, one of their largest coasters in the park, and it is an incredible coaster by RMC. Next year, what I think they'll be doing is something that they haven't done in a while, which is adding high-thrilling flat rides. I think we could see something like a Mondial Top Scan, basically like Samurai Lagoon, or what you can see, Electrospin at Carowinds. I think this would be a great fit since we're also hearing that the Enterprise is being removed, so it'd really be nice if they're taking out a flat ride to add in a new flat ride, so that's what I hope that Cedar Point can do next year. Let's move on over in Michigan for Michigan's Adventure. I think they'll be getting a water park expansion. They haven't gotten one in a while, and they have a pretty darn good water park. I think we'll be seeing the drop slides being added here. If not drop slides, maybe a wave slide. We've seen a couple of these being added to the Cedar Fair parks, like the newest one I believe was at Carowinds when they added Carolina Harbor. So it would be nice to see Michigan's Adventure add something new to Wildwater Kingdom. So let's keep going out west towards Valley Fair. Valley Fair's been adding a lot of high-thrilling flats lately. They got a Star Flyer the year before, and of course last year they got a Larson Superloop. I believe they're not going to do any more high-thrilling flats and focus more on the kids. I see a Planet Snoopy expansion happening next year. The last thing they did was Planet Snoopy is when it actually, became Planet Snoopy. So it would be nice to see some new rides, some new little kid stuff, or just some more things to make more interactives for the kids. Next up, we move over to the California parks. Let's start off with the Northern California park, California's Great America. They got a roller coaster in 2018. It is Railblazer. It was an RMC Raptor track, which is basically a single rail coaster. I see California's Great America getting a high-thrilling flat ride, maybe what Cedar Point's doing with the top scans, or maybe we'll start seeing some flat rides that we've been seeing at Canada's Wonderland start to make their way around the other Cedar Fair parks. Now we move down south to Knott's Berry Farm, and I think they're going to take an off season. I don't really see anything really happening with this park. They just added a big brand new roller coaster, and this park is landlocked, and they recently did something with the water park, so I see mainly just maybe some more uplifting to Haunt or their Winterfest, maybe something to any of their cool little events that they do at the park, or adding some new shows, or just maybe doing some extra landscaping, something to brighten up the park with, but I don't see anything major coming to this park, mainly because they're landlocked, and they just added a brand new roller coaster at Hanging Time, which is a Gerstlauer Infinity Coaster, or dive coaster, depending on how you want to look at it. Now let's start heading back and let's talk about the park in Missouri, Worlds of Fun. Now Worlds of Fun definitely could use a new roller coaster, but I really don't see that happening because we already have other parks that are going to be getting roller coasters. And Worlds of Fun, I think, is going to focus on Oceans of Fun this year and add some more water park expansions. I can see this being the year where they get a wave slide, since they already have drop slides, so I can really see them adding the wave slides like we've seen at Carowinds, or maybe another cool slide complex to add to their lineup. Their last thing that they added to the water park was a splash area, which was back in 2015, so it has been a while, so hopefully we can see some new water slide complex coming to Oceans of Fun. Alright, now we're back on the East Coast. Let's go to Carowinds. Well, it's kind of plain as day with their game. They're getting a roller coaster. My guess is they're getting something from Mock Rides just by the layout and the fact that their last coaster was a big giant B&M, so I see something from Mock Rides. And usually Mock Rides does launch coasters, so I think it's going to be a launch roller coaster. Footers are already in place, so and it definitely does not look like a wooden coaster, which I thought for the longest time that's what I thought Carowinds was going to be getting. But they're going to be getting a Mock Ride Steel launch roller coaster, and it's going to be themed to what is now the Cedar Fair Cinematic Universe, which is the Timbers theme. We have Mystic Timbers, Twisted Timbers, and now whatever Carowinds is going to be. There are a lot of signs there with Miami River Lumber Company and the Hanover Hill Orchard. So we're getting another that style themed ride to another Cedar Fair park, and it's going to be going to Carowinds. I can't wait to see what it's going to be called. I heard something themed to a Copperhead, but I don't want to go further in depth into that, but we do know for sure that they're getting a roller coaster, and it most likely will be a Mock Ride Steel launch roller coaster. Now let's move up north to King's Dominion. Last year they got Twisted Timbers, which is an RMC hybrid roller coaster, and next year I believe they're going to just be doing a lot of refreshments. I see them maybe taking out their old front entrance and putting in a new one, maybe update the parking toll booths like we've seen them do at Carowinds and Kings Island, and update their front entrance like we've seen Carowinds and Cedar Point do, or they can keep the entrance and just do something with the parking lot. But I feel like that's what we could be seeing, maybe some more food options and stuff like that. But other than that, I really don't see anything major coming. And when people are thinking about Tornado, well, I don't think we'll be seeing a water park expansion because we recently did get one. So I don't think a water park expansion is likely. Maybe they'll just probably make that a picnic area, I'm guessing, or a grass area. But a water slide complex, I don't see it happening. But maybe in the upcoming years, we might see another thing being added to Soak City. Alright, next park is Dorney Park in Allentown, Pennsylvania. They haven't gotten a roller coaster in a long time, and I was hoping that they would be getting a coaster, but it doesn't seem like that. I think most likely what we'll be seeing is something else to the water park, maybe uplifting the water park, adding another slide complex, or basically take another off year, just doing something with the shows or something like that. But it is unfortunate because this park definitely is on the next parks to get a roller coaster, but it seems like because we haven't really seen construction at this park, then there's probably not going to be a roller coaster next year. Alrighty, let's do Kings Island. So last year they did a lot of uplifting to the parks, doing a lot of improvements. I think next year they're going to also get some more rides. Maybe some more rides expansion in some of the areas, either some flats or some high thrilling flats. Maybe we can see more of the, like I said, hopefully we start seeing more rides that we're seeing from Canada's Wonderland start to work their way around the other Cedar Fair parks, and it would be nice to see what type of high thrilling rides the parks could get that I mentioned. So I think Cedar Point, Kings Island, and California's Great America are the three parks that will be getting 3 high thrilling rides in 2019, and hopefully that is the case, but like I said, these are predictions. And let's end it out with the non-US park, Canada's Wonderland. So they are the other park getting a roller coaster, and it looks like they're getting a B&M dive coaster. No, it is not going to go 300 feet. That is not going to happen, but I do believe it will be taller than Valravn. I believe this will be taller, and it will have a more uniqueness to it. It looks like it's going to have a cool drop going under Vortex into a, I believe it's a pond, but I could be wrong, under that, and then going into a nice inversion. And I can't wait to see what it'll be called. A lot of people wanting Ziz, and I've even wanted Ziz because that would make sense. Behemoth, Leviathan, and then Ziz. But I don't know if Ziz would work for a dive coaster, but I could be wrong. We'll have to see what happens on announcing day. But we do know for sure that they're going to be the other park to be getting a roller coaster. Hi, Editing Coaster Fanatic here in the future. This is basically the next day, and I just got news. So basically, I recorded this video literally hours before Canada's Wonderland's dive coaster would basically be announced or shown by CBC and a couple of other news networks. And so we basically know what it is. We have Yukon Stryker. So we have a Stryker themed ride like Gold Stryker, and now we have Yukon Stryker. This is a B&M dive coaster that I believe takes you about 246 feet in the air. It looks like it would be the tallest, longest, fastest B&M dive coaster. It also has a speed of 80 miles per hour. So this will be the first ever B&M dive coaster to go 80 miles per hour, which I think is cool. Now, I wish it had the older restraints. I don't know how the vest restraints work on this, if you'll get a lot of hang time or not, since I didn't really get it with Valraven, but that's what I'm comparing it to. Other than that, this layout is very unique, just like Valkyria's unique layout. This one also has a vertical loop and another weird inversion. I forget what that inversion, I don't know if that's another implement or a dive loop, I've heard is what it's called, but it goes the other way. Either way, this ride looks awesome. A lot of people complain about the MCBR, and I will say that is there to make sure that you can have 3 trains to maximize capacity. Other than that, there's nothing else to it, which makes sense why the second half is what it is. It's like most dive coasters. You see it on Oblivion, you see it on Valkyria, and now you're seeing it on Yukon Stryker. So, I'm excited to see what happens with this ride. Hopefully I get a chance to go up to Canada's Wonderland to ride this. This thing looks awesome, and I can't wait to ride it. What are your thoughts on this new B&M dive coaster? Post your thoughts in the comments below. And that will do it here for this coaster predictions / my thoughts on Canada's Wonderland's new roller coaster. Thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, roller coaster fanatics, keep coasting.